and Google Villain the Saint. We'll be on there. Just type in the day, and it should pop up. Right, Christine?
Correct.
Correct, she says. Great. So welcome. This is the sixth show of Crooked Comedy of Villain the Saint. So clap it up for that. We did it. 6 weeks. Yes. I can't believe it. So just to kind of get you warmed up, I'm your host, Alex Espinoza. We got a list of about 10 comics tonight. They're fantastic. They're great. I think you'll have a really good time. So it's my job as a host to keep you guys in line. If you're talking too loud, I will shh you. But if you're having a good time, you're laughing really hard, I will never shut you up. So that's the good news. So let's practice a little bit of stuff. Let's practice if someone says something cute like, I just had a baby. Let me hear your aww. Okay, great. If somebody says like, I just got married. Let me hear your yeah. Okay, if someone says something if someone says something funny, let me hear your fake laughs. Great. And let me hear your claps. Okay, great. All right, so I'll get you started with a couple of lame-ass jokes, and then we'll get started. All right, so I'm a little bit of a strange individual. I laugh at odd, weird things. My sense of humor is pretty dry-ish, strange. The other day, anyone know Cleveland Park area? Anyone ever been to Cleveland Park? Yeah. So if you go to Cleveland Park, on the eastern side of the street, on Connecticut Avenue, the sidewalks are smaller, okay? So they're smaller, so a lot of people have to walk on that little service roadway and go around people. I was walking on the other side of the street, and I was walking south, and I could see that whole sidewalk across the street from me. And as I looked down towards the end, I noticed that a blind guy was walking north on a small sidewalk, and he was with his cane. He was just like blindly, using his cane to go down the street. And then I noticed, as I looked to the left, there was another blind guy walking south, also with his cane, walking down the street. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be really wild if this happens. I just stood there and I watched them, and they crashed into each other. And I was like, whoa! And what's weird is they were both upset, but then they both tapped their sticks together, and they were like, oh, okay. And they kept walking, and I was thinking to myself, I know how, if you lose one sense, your other senses are supposed to be enhanced. So I really hope they couldn't hear me laughing from across the street. So that's my blind guy story there. So I went to Denver with my wife a couple of weeks ago. Anyone ever been to Denver? Yeah, fantastic. It's got beautiful scenery and marijuana. So I loved it. I got really excited. My wife and I booked a trip or a tour to visit one of the grow facilities in Denver, North Denver. And there's this giant warehouse. And I thought it'd be like Willy Wonka. And he walked in, we were like, it's like, your pure imagination. And there'd be like, awesome, and like, instead of like chocolate waterfalls, it's like weed waterfalls. It was close to that, I have to admit. They opened up these doors, and I saw over 500 marijuana plants with like oscillating fans blowing like the scent of weed at me. It was amazing. There were no Oompa Loompas, but there were Mexicans, so I think that's pretty good. It's close enough. So I love travel. My wife and I traveled a lot last year. We went to Hawaii, which is a very cool place. We booked this trip to Hawaii before changing jobs. Like I was thinking about changing jobs, and I talked to my wife and I said, should I quit? Because I had a new job lined up. Should I give them 2 weeks notice before the trip, or should I give them just quit afterwards? And I decided to quit afterwards, after my trip. because I've heard of horror stories where if you tell someone that I'm leaving, they're like, pack your stuff, go, and they don't even give you 2 weeks notice and whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this right. So after my 2-week vacation in Hawaii, came back, and I had a Hawaiian shirt, a bunch of Lays, and I walked into the office, and I was like, aloha means hello and goodbye. Today's my last day. And I gave everyone some macadamia nuts and some Lays, and I left. So that was probably my best Hawaiian trip I've ever had. I'm currently unemployed right now, so which is weird, but I'm getting really good at the job interviews, right? They always ask the same questions. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? I said, my strengths. I'm able to deliver a project on time, under budget, with limited resources. Like, that's fantastic. What are your weaknesses? I say, big boobs and cupcakes. This is kind of weird. I've been unemployed now for 7 months now, so I'm supplementing my lack of income by doing comedy for free. That's what I'm doing. It's a good way to do it. I thought about doing like temp work, but when I never did temp work before, so when I talked to the temp agency, they were like, well, how it works is that we find you a job, and then we take a portion of your salary if you get hired. I was like, oh, so you guys are like pimps. Okay, I got it. They were like, no, we're not pimps. I was like, yeah, you are. All right, so, and then, one last joke before I go. Has anyone ever been to Glassdoor.com? Glassdoor, if you don't know what Glassdoor.com is, it's a website where you can review your former employers. It's pretty cool, or current employer if you're unhappy. It's essentially the online equivalent of a bathroom stall at a bar for your past workplace. So go check it out. I've written over like 15 reviews recently. For companies I don't even work at, so it's pretty cool. All right, so let's bring up your next comic. Let me get a round of applause. Let's try that applause. Yeah! All right, let's give it up. A very good friend of mine, really funny, grumpy old man, Wes Martin!
Yes. How you doing, hipsters? Good to see you. Alex was talking about a job interview, and the last time I was on a job interview, the HR person asked me, what areas of concern do you have? What areas do you think you need to work on? And I said, keeping my hands to myself. That was a big one for me. You know, I can't believe Hillary Clinton shot and killed that gorilla in Cincinnati. I just can't believe it. I heard that on Fox News. That's where I get all my information. Well, I had a good weekend and a bad weekend. I had a bad weekend because I was booked to host for a nationally known comic. I won't tell you his last name, but it rhymes with tight ass. You know, apparently he wanted to do more time. He didn't want an MC. He thought that my 10 minutes was going to somehow screw with his joy. You know what I'm saying? This guy was probably paid $5,000 for the weekend. I'm out $100. And that $100 is important to me because in order to, Social Security doesn't provide enough money to support my lavish lifestyle. So I was a little bit pissed. Now, the good part of my weekend is I went to Awesome Con. Yeah. And it was not my first choice of things to do, but I got in free. That's why I went. I took my little grandson because my son-in-law was one of the celebrities there that was signing autographs there. Now, has anybody been to Comic-Con or Awesome Con, anything like this? This is pop culture at its lowest possible level. There are so many delusional and lonely people who have not bathed walking around Comic-Con. But I do say this, though. I made $30 posing for pictures as Walter White. So, net plus. Net plus all. Nice day today, huh? Nice day today. The weatherman says it's 75 degrees, but it feels like 75 degrees, you know? Because usually when we have hot weather, they're always equivocating. They'll always say something like, you know, it's 92 degrees, but it feels like 101, right? That's the heat index. Bullshit. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. I'm sweating like Donald Trump at Telemundo, okay? Don't tell me. It's hotter than the unholy flaming sphincter of Satan. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. The heat index, 92, feels like 101. But you know what? They should have other kind of indexes. Like, you're 30 years old, but with considering how much you drank last night, you woke up feeling like 60. Okay? Or like the average intelligence quotient, the average IQ in the U.S. is 110. But the way you're dressed today, I'm guessing about 85. There's more to that. I just haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, they do the same thing in the winter. They tell you it's 32 degrees, but it feels like so-and-so, you know? Yeah. Windy today, though, huh? Pretty windy today. But you know what? I laugh at the wind. I laugh at the wind. Ha, ha, ha. I laugh at the wind because I have chosen to wear the most natural, close-fitting, lightest weight, most natural-looking toupee you can buy. I don't worry about the wind. No more. So I'm working with Tinder. Anybody on Tinder here? I'm working with Tinder? Yeah? Okay. You should be on jobs.com, Alex. I'm working with Tinder. I'm developing a site for senior dating. It's called Ashes with Tinder. That's a good one, isn't it? That's a good one. That's a good one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to my site. I have a site. I have a retail site where I sell various marital aids and sex devices to the older crowd. You know, we got some great items. We've got crotchless to panties. We've got crotchless depends. That's what I meant. Crotchless depends. Because what's the point? What's the point? I almost ruined that joke. But wait, there's more. I've got two kinds of edible panties with more fiber. That's a good one. I got a whole line of no see-through negligees. Gonna be big. Gonna be big. Now, in the audience, are there any millennials here? Any whiny millennials that are suffering under huge student loan debt? Student loan debt? You got student loan debt, Valerie? How much? Just give me a figure, Valerie. Help me out here. A couple of thousands. Peanuts. Because I asked the same question the other night someplace, and the guy said he owed $100,000. $100,000. I said, what are you studying, gynecology? I mean, that's a lot of money. He says, no, I'm studying chemistry. I said, well, you're an asshole because you should have opened a meth lab and paid as you go. You know, it would have been so much easier on you. So much easier on you. Anybody been to Jiffy Lube lately? Yeah? Anybody been to this den of upselling quasi-mechanics? Brought my car in there last week. The guy comes up to me and says, hi, I'm Chaz. I'm going to be your service advisor. Welcome to Jiffy Lube. I said, shut up, Chewy. Just change the goddamn oil, okay? Can you do that for me? None of your bullshit. Just change the oil. None of your games. He says, all right. I said, also, do that in a jiffy manner, would you? Because I got shit to do, okay? He says, you can go in our waiting room. There's free coffee and free entertainment. Now, folks, Jiffy Lube coffee can dissolve concrete. Okay? It's terrible. And the day I was there, the entertainment happened to be a 2-year-old who dropped a Dixie cup full of Cheerios on the floor. And he was screaming like it was a half a gram of cocaine. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? Right? Very upset. Very upset. So the grease monkey comes back to me and he says, Mr. Martens, we recommend that you rotate your tires. I said, enough of your bullshit. Those tires rotated the whole goddamn way here. They are fine. They are fine. Jiffy Lube. What else you got? He says, also, I need a new cabin filter, a new AC filter, and a new air filter. I said, I don't remember me asking you, Chewy, to dismantle my entire goddamn vehicle. I just want the oil changed. He says, also, you need more battery acid. I said, fine. pour this coffee in. That ought to take care of it. I went to Whole Foods today. Any Whole Foods shopper here? You got a Whole Foods here? Yeah? That's right. There's a Whole Foods on River Road. But my daughter, she asked me if I was coming over to stop at Whole Foods because she needed some quinoa. She needed some Al Gore's glacial melt water. And she needed some Burt's Bees unscented douche. So I go in there. I go into Whole Foods. This is not my church, ladies and gentlemen. Whole Foods, these people do not accept me there. I'm sure they can smell the McNuggets on my breath as I go in, you know? Because I have eaten in my lifetime probably a half a mile of hot dogs that have been laid side by side. You know, I've eaten a lot of hot dogs. And so I go in there, and there's all these hipsters in there, right? They're walking around in their natural khaki fibers, right? You know, pants and their cashmere Birkenstocks, and they're pushing around their 1.8 children in a souped-up stroller that's nicer than my Corolla, while some jamoke is valet parking their Escalade, right? Meanwhile, not a single Redskins jersey on anybody of those people in there. So I'm looking around. I got my list. I needed bologna. I needed Velveeta. I needed pork rinds, Mountain Dew, and a pack of Marlboros. They've got none of that shit in there. They've got none of that shit in there. Everything in there is not only overpriced, it's organic, it's macrobiotic, it's all natural, it's high fiber and low sodium, cage-free, free-range, hormone-free, vitamin-enhanced, pre-digested. It's all this crap, you know? What makes their food so superior to my regular food? All right, I'm an Aldi shopper, but nobody Aldi? Their food is they have snob food there, right? What makes them, you know, we've gone to grocery stores our entire lives. Why do we need a Whole Foods to pay extra money for all this crap? All right, I'll get off my high horse there. I'm not a politically correct kind of guy, in case you can't tell, okay? For instance, I think it's wrong to give every child a trophy just for playing a sport, just for showing up. You get a trophy. This is wrong, and it's a scam. It's a scam that is perpetrated by the awards manufacturing lobby and by psycho parents who don't want their children to feel inadequate or ashamed, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm getting to it. But here's my point, ladies and gentlemen. If you give every child a trophy, you give the worst kid on the worst team a trophy just for showing up, you will give that child a false sense of accomplishment. Next thing you know, there's 15 people running for president of the United States. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And here's another thing. Children have to learn their limitations. God damn it, not every child is going to grow up to be a pro athlete. Not every child can be a O.J. Simpson or an Aaron Hernandez or a Ray Odom or a Ray Rice or a Caitlyn Jenner. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to happen. Now, before I go, I need to explain myself. I'm a baby boomer. Are there any baby boomers in the place here tonight? Come on, fess up. That means we were born between 1945 and 1965. We are the greatest generation. The greatest generation. We put a man on the moon and took LSD at the same time. But the young generation, listen to me, fellas, the younger generation, we failed them. We raised a generation of non-smoking, sunscreen-slathered, gluten-free, Taylor Swifting, box wine drinking, nipple ring, hummus dipping, hookah sucking, dick pic clicking, selfie snapping, Prius driving, global warming ninnies, and I'm sorry. But young people, you guys came up with so much better weed than I had in the 70s. Of course, you had to because your music sucks. So all I'm asking for is a little respect here. You see me coming down the street, you'll know it's me. Because I am reeking of Old Spice. I'm playing the Beach Boys way too loud, disco balls swinging in my boxer shorts. and I am sucking on the giant withered nipple of the Social Security Trust Fund until there's not a dime left for you assholes to buy an iTunes gift card. Sorry. Sorry. All right. What fucking mic stand should I use? All right, kids. Stay the hell off my lawn.
Wes Martin! Amazing, amazing. Fantastic. Thank you, Wes. You were fantastic as always, my friend. All right, let's bring up the next comic. He's a major contributor to DC comedy scene. He's been doing comedy, has a bunch of shows. He's got podcasts. Find them online, Facebook. He's friends with me, although he doesn't want to tell anyone that. But that's our little secret, Dave. All right, so give it up for Dave Coulter!
Hey guys, I'm exhausted. Who else? How you feel? I stayed up till 3 a.m. for no reason last night. I just couldn't, sleep. You guys trying to be better people? I like the loudest person who responded to that, laughed her ass off, and then said, yes. Like, I don't think that was sincere. I don't know. I asked that to a group of people on a Monday one time, and there were two women in the front. They both cheersed with shots and then just back. It was Monday. Do you fucking understand? Like, what do you do with the rest of your week when you're doing shots on a fucking Monday? What do you ease into the week? Like Tuesday, just, oh, by the way, they did answer. I almost forgot. They did actually answer. They were like, all the weed, son. I was like, what are you going to do tomorrow? They said, all the weed, son. All of it? All of it. It was like, are you going to ease into Wednesday with a Coke binge? Is it going to be Thursday fucking meth party? Slide into the weekend on heroin and just murder spree all weekend? I don't know. These people were crazy. I'm trying to be a better person. Who wooed being a better person? That's I think it's just the opposite of being a better person is whatever causes you to woo. You don't woo for I don't know, schoolwork or I don't know. I'm riffing now. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I was coming out of a show recently, and I was walking. Oh shit! I was walking into a pizza shop, and there was a homeless guy there, and he was like, "Hey man, do you think I could get a slice of pizza?" And I was like, "Sure, dude. I'll try to do that for you. You want some water too?" And he was like, "That would be amazing." And I was like, "I'm trying to be more amazing. I'm gonna do that for you." So I walked into the pizza shop, and I got him both of those things. I came back out, and there was another fucking guy giving the homeless guy the exact same thing. Do you understand how upsetting that is? When you're trying to put good out in the world and somebody's just taking that good from you by doing it also. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of going up to a girl at the bar and trying to buy her a drink. She's like, yeah, that'd be great. And you go away and get the drink and come back, and there's another fucking guy who's already bought her a drink, only in my case, that girl is a homeless guy. And that motherfucker stole my homeless guy. Oh my God. Thou shalt not steal other people's homeless guys. I'm pretty sure that's how that went. I was raised Catholic. I don't know. Did you? Is anyone else here raised Catholic? You know that. You know the best way to tell that someone's raised Catholic? They're an atheist now. It's very easy. One-step method works every time. My mom's kind of a tiny little paranoid Catholic woman. It does that to you, Catholicism. It makes you not tiny, but paranoid for sure. When I was a kid, it was always no sex before marriage. No sex before marriage. That was a kind of a thing. We were driving in the car one time, and I asked my mom something I thought was a simple question, which was, "Hey, Mom, when did you and Dad get married?" The answer was October of the year before I was born. I was born in January. I don't know if you guys are good at math or bad at biology, but that's not enough months for a person to make another person. And I looked at her, I was like, "Mom, what the fuck?" Like, holy shit. I didn't say that to her because she would have punched me out of the car, but I was like, holy shit. And she realized immediately, like, what she had said, and she started panicking, like, out loud. Like, she started sweating down one side of her head. Like, she was gripping the steering wheel so tight that her knuckles turned white. And then she, like, turns to me real slow and creepy and just goes, "Your father and I loved each other very much." And then she just went back to driving. And we haven't spoken of it since. Because we buried it behind years of Catholic oppression. All right. This is a light set. My wife and I got secondhand IKEA furniture recently. Have you ever done that stupid shit? They're good for one time. That's it. You don't buy more IKEA. You don't buy it a second time. We bought it for like $25 and we put it in the car and we got it home. We're like, fuck, there's like pegs missing. It's like they didn't even bother to you know the little weird cylinder things and then you click it into a piece of metal. They just ripped that shit out. And so we went and got like brackets and screws and just made it a desk. Like we made it a desk. And then we got finished building this thing, and I was like, oh, my knee hurts. And my wife turns to me and just goes, "You're like the IKEA furniture of people." So I guess when we're done, she's just going to leave me on the curb and hope for the best. Just hope that somebody desperate picks me up when this inevitably ends. No, we have a wonderful marriage. I love my wife. Been married for a year. God damn this fucking thing, Alex. I'm gonna hold it like this and hope that it doesn't go weird on me like spooky mic magic. You ever played Fuck, Marry, Kill? Anybody? There's one person. Do you guys know what Fuck, Marry, Kill is? There's some, yes, okay. I was just making sure. So you've played Fuck, Marry. Have you ever played Fuck, Marry, Kill with your wife? Maybe don't. Maybe don't do that. It's a trap. It's a fucking trap. It's a bad trap. It's a stupid thing to do. It's fun at first, but it inevitably ends in a fight because ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to start fun like fucking, you're going to start with like Game of Thrones or something fun. It's like Fuck, Marry, Kill. I don't know, Sansa, Arya, and Daenerys. I'm like, Jesus, honey, that's fucking disgusting. They're children. So I guess I have to kill Arya, fuck Sansa, and marry Daenerys. Because who doesn't want to be the father of dragons, right? Who doesn't want to be the father of dragons? But the problem is you'd be the stepfather of dragons. And that's not nearly as cool. When Drogon's going like, "You're not my real dad," and then he burns down your fucking house. It's not cool to be stepfather of dragons. Also, Drogon, laziest name ever for a fucking dragon. Can we just agree on that? I'm swapping a vowel out. Why the fuck not? And yes, I do know that it's fucking named after Drogo, her fucking goddamn dead husband. But I'm sure that's how he got his name, not the other way around. All right. That was way too nerdy and not what I planned at all. It's just where I wound up. All right. What else was I thinking about? That one. Oh, I remember. I got a jury summons recently. And by recently, I mean a few months ago. And by recently, I realized that my wife remembered that I got a jury summons, and I kind of flaked on that. Yeah, now you know how I felt. Did you know you can go to jail for not doing that? You can get fined like thousands of dollars. And I was just sitting there thinking the entire time, like, this is the shittiest reason for me to have to go to prison. They'd go to jail, but like, not like forgetting about a piece of paper is probably the lamest way that you could ever go to jail. What's lamer than that? It's like if I want to go to jail, I should at least go for something cool like murdering a bunch of people anyway. All right, that's new. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'll end here. I was on the metro recently, and there was this little kid who got on and sat down next to me, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Because he was like 3, and he just sat down next to me on the metro, and I was like, "What the fuck? Are you going to work? Like, where do you work? This is interesting." Like, opened his little briefcase and started sorting his toys, you know? It's weird. His mom got on right behind us. I just didn't see her, so it wasn't strange. Anyway, and he's sitting there kind of, like kids get, where he's just like, ah. And he sees this lady across the train from us, and he does the worst thing I've ever seen someone do on a train, and that includes a lot of shit. He shouts, "Mommy, that lady has baby arms." The entire train goes quiet. Mom turns around, does the most perfect thing I could imagine. She just turns around and she goes, "Jonathan, shut the fuck up." And the entire train is kind of tuned in, They're like, "Oh, this should be interesting." But Jonathan wasn't done. The next thing he says is, "But Mommy, is she okay?" And the train's like, Jesus Christ with this kid. And the lady with baby arms it's not her first train. She's ridden trains before, so. But then the mom does the next best perfect thing I could imagine. She just turns around and she goes, "Jonathan, we've talked about this." And I was like, "Wait. You've talked about this? Like this specifically? You've talked about this? Like what parenting book are you reading? That's incredible." I felt bad for the kid too, because I feel like his heart was in the right place, but I also thought, like, the second that lady got on the train, I was like, holy shit, that lady has baby arms. I'm just not a big enough asshole to say it out loud like little Jonathan. All right, my name's David Coulter. You guys have been fun. Thanks, bye.
Give it up for David Coulter! Talking about kids and on the metro and stuff. Fantastic, thank you. He was talking about Christianity before. My mom asked me, she's like, "What are you going to give up for Lent this past year?" And I said, "Christianity." She was mad at me. But I did eat my filet of fish on Fridays, though. That's all that matters to my mother. All right, let's bring up the next comic. Give her a nice, warm, loud. Let me hear loud applause. Let me hear loud applause. Yeah, she's fantastic. She runs a bunch of shows. She's one of my favorite friends in the comedy scene. Get up for Valerie Heskell.
Thank you, villain and saint. All right, before I get into my jokes, I just want to address a thing that David Coulter, our last comic, just said. That he thinks he should do something cooler, like murder a bunch of people. Awkward, white, glasses, facial hair. You are the prototype of the people who murder a bunch of people. Maybe find a better crime that isn't so on the nose. Just want to throw that out there. Love you, David. So, who here's on a Tinder date? Anybody? You're waving your hand like I'm not going to notice. This is a dark bar, and there's lights all up and down there. I can see you all. Hi. You're not on a Tinder date, and you weren't even waving at me. You were waving at someone else. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not on Tinder, but I used to be. Because I travel for comedy. And let me tell you something, guys. In Indiana, this is a 10. In D.C., this is ethnically lesbian. But, yeah, the Midwest actually worked very well for me, except when I had to leave. The guys didn't always want that. There was one guy who could have said when I was like, "See ya, I'm out of here, have a good trip." Hope you enjoyed your time here. What he went with was, it's okay. I'm fat and weird and have a small peen. I know. Was it so small that it wasn't worth finishing the word? Couldn't just be a small penis. Yes, I'm your first female comic tonight. Thank you. And I love doing comedy, and I love doing comedy with other female comics as well. What I don't, and I run a show like that myself 4 times a year, Comedy on the Table at the Velvet Lounge. It's fun. What I don't love are the names that are given to a lot of the all-ladies comedy shows. They are fucking terrible. It's all things like the Tickled Pink Comedy Show, which is a real thing I've been on, as is the Prim and Proper Comedy Show, which is a real thing. Like, we all have sticks up our ass. It's all like the giddy giggling girlies of comedy, hosted by Dame Maggie Smith. No, and by far the worst/best one I've been on was a show called Laughing Vaginas, Part 3. Now, it's like, really? You're going to go all ham and call it Laughing Vaginas? You're not even going to give it a cool sequel tag? Make it completely worth your while? First of all, these people missed the opportunity for their second show to be Laughing Vaginas and the Nipple of Doom. And I had a perfect title for the third one. Laughing Vaginas, Tokyo Clit. Yes, we have Fast and the Furious fans here. I love it. I love doing comedy. I love doing a lot of things in the name of comedy. In fact, one of those things is making a documentary with my friend wherein we poke holes in the current gun laws that are here in America. Sorry, Wes. I don't know what your take is on gun laws. I just know we tend to disagree politically. Because in my opinion, there really aren't that many reasons for private citizens to own guns. I can't really think of that many. The first is if you live in the wilderness and you need a shotgun because there are bears that might come into your house and eat all your fucking porridge. You paid for that porridge, damn it. Fucking freeloading bears. Get rid of them. The second is if you are an Olympic athlete and you are training for the biathlon, which, if you don't know, biathlon, 2 sports. The first is skiing. The second is shooting. It's aimed towards people that live in Scandinavian countries, wherein you go and ski out and find the freeloading polar bears before they're a problem. And the third reason to own a gun is if you've made a bad boyfriend decision and, yeah, they are ignoring that restraining order. Yeah, I'm recording this, aren't I? There are people listening to me. You're goddamn right I sleep with a Glock under my pillow now, Joseph. This is a serious issue, you guys. I sleep with a Glock under my pillow now, Joseph. Don't follow me. Oh, we're all awkward now. Thank you. I've mentioned that I travel for comedy. A place that I go to a lot for comedy is Baltimore. Yeah, Wes and I were recently at the Charm City Comedy Festival on the closing show. It was a lot of fun. What I love about Baltimore, over and above all their cities, is their advertising. It is not the same as it is anywhere else. Not anywhere, not anyhow. I found a sign somewhere, and it had this guy, and he was wearing a fedora. Building high sign, trench coat. All you can see of his face are big, beady eyes. And the sign says below it, "Follow me to 414 Water Street." Yeah, no. No, I'm not following that dude anywhere. He looks like the guy from the neighborhood watch signs. Also, he was carrying a briefcase. It's like, oh, you are about to terminate moose and squirrel. By the way, does anyone want to venture a guess at what was at 414 Water Street? And no, it wasn't a dead body. This is an audience participation part. Who wants to guess? Movie theater, no. Not a bad guess, but no. Anyone else? You are the closest anyone has ever come. 414 Water Street is luxury condos. Yeah, they're doing it wrong. I mean, maybe it's just because I live in the douchey area of Washington, D.C., but we sell luxury condos with pictures of pretty people in a hot tub on the roof overlooking the monuments. And I just blame this on Baltimore because somebody okayed that. Somebody is like, yeah, let's go ahead and get Boris Badenoff to go ahead and get these luxury condos doing. And that's everything in Baltimore. What is it that it represents hipsters in Baltimore? The Natty Bowman. A guy with one eye who's like, hello, mate, come with me and have some shitty beer. And in fact, the symbol of their entire city is the raven, not just their football team, the city, the symbol of death. Someone was like, yeah, let's go with that. That represents who we are. And so it came to pass that it represented who they are. All right, I'm going to tell one more joke and then give it up to the next person. I was unemployed for a year, much like Alex. And what I ended up doing was becoming a dog walker, which is fantastic because you get to see a whole different spectrum of people than you do if you're working in an office. My favorite type on the spectrum are folks that are drunk at noon. They're wonderful. I ran into one walking a dog. He takes one look at this dog and goes, oh, shit. Patrick Swayze. Ghost. Whoomp, there it is. Yeah, what is correct? I'm just like, okay, I guess I know when you stopped retaining new information culturally. It was the early 90s. But don't worry, guys. He then looked up at me and went, I like your dog. Yeah, thank you for translating that. Because now I want to follow you everywhere and see what's going on. I want to see what happens when you walk into CVS. Are you going to just look at aisle 1 and go, oh, fuck, Liam Neeson, Schindler's List, you down with OPP? Those bottled waters are 2 for $1. I'll take that. I want to see what happens when he goes to a bar, because he's going to one. He's drunk at noon. I want to see how he interacts with other human beings, whether he just sits down, he's like, oh, damn, Whitney Houston, the bodyguard hip-hop hooray, ho, hey, ho. You no, the primary system is seriously outdated. Yeah, it is. I'm Val Pascal. Thank you so much, Alex.
Oh, damn, Valerie Pascal. That was great, Val. Thank you, Val. Val, you were talking about hipsters in Baltimore. I feel like every hipster is definitely listening to NPR, right? That's kind of like the qualifications you gotta have listen to NPR. I don't really listen to it. My wife does. She's really into NPR, and she'll play like all the different things, and she's always trying to convince me to listen to it. I just don't like it. But there was this really cool NPR episode about drugs, which is pretty interesting. They had this one guy talk about the time he was on acid, and he went to the Price is Right to see the Price is Right show, and he said it was like lights and there's sounds and there's music, and it was crazy. And the last last showcase showdown, whatever, they called his name, and he had to go up on stage while he was on acid. That's pretty fucking crazy. I don't know about your acid stories, but they're not matching that, let me tell you. Price is Right's gotta be crazy. All right, so I'm gonna bring up the next comic. He's a really cool cat. The comedy scene, as you start to like meet all these different comics in Bethesda, you read the different personalities. Tim's one of the cool cats out there. He's a really nice guy. He's also really funny. So give it up for Tim Trueheart!
Thank you. Yo, thank you so much. I was waiting. I was like, is he going to say I'm funny? He's giving me all these other compliments. Hopefully he says I'm funny because I'm about to do comedy. Let's give it up for the villain and the saint and Alex and all the comics you've seen tonight. Tonight, the sun is still out, yeah? Right? It's tonight. What are you talking about? Alex, you're talking about acid? Right, I like that segue between comics. Acid talk. I went to, have you ever had friends and like they do drugs? Sometimes like they need like the designated like driver, right? Some of my friends were doing some acid one time and they wanted me to be their like protector, right? So they were like, we're gonna get you high as shit all day long, but you just gotta take care of us, okay? So we go to this deal and they're buying acid, and when they get to the drug deal, the acid dealer is this dude that I work with. The guy gives everybody like 8 extra drops of acid, right? And then like I'm driving them around and I'm high as shit. I get to like a 7-Eleven because they're getting the munchies, and then my friends are like, dude, man, you drive so well when you're fucked up, man. You must do this all the time. I got offended. There's no joke there. I'm just talking. Nice acid talk. Look at this wall. You guys seen the wall over here? We got Jimi Hendrix over here. He looks like Morgan Freeman. And I'm talking about Morgan Freeman from Glory. You know that movie? That's the good Morgan Freeman before he got all the little black dots on his face. Awesome. I like Morgan Freeman. They're like, hey, don't. Your buttholes are closing up when I talk bad about Morgan. I don't think he's bad. And then we got Jim Morrison over here, but he looks like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Only people who are really into true crime get that one. I love it. Hey, give it up for Val one more time, everybody. If you saw Val on stage while she did her comedy, it was great. If you saw Val on the TV, what you saw was this person that was so white that you just saw like a red shirt and blue jeans doing comedy. Oh shit, we got an invisible comic, son. I can't even tell. This is the best show ever. Villains, saints, and fucking like myths. Shit. My name's Tim Trueheart. It's my real name. I wouldn't make up a name like Tim Trueheart. I would choose something sophisticated like Dick Thickcock. It's my porn name. So guess what? My girlfriend is pregnant. People are like, I don't like more people. No more people. Zero population growth. Why didn't you hold out? Why don't you hold out till you had more money? No. It's great. It's great. The thing about it was, I was like, how did this happen? How did this happen? I'm drinking all the time. I'm smoking mad weed. I'm on my cell phone. It's right on top of my nuts. I'm on the laptop. I'm jerking off to hardcore porn constantly. Constantly. I'm talking about Brazzers, Bang Bros, Public Agent, all this weird stuff. And I'm talking about the stuff, the dirty porn is ball draining. It's ball draining porn. So there's no way that this can happen. And I was so surprised, right? And then this other voice in the back of my head was like, Tim, what about those kale shakes, protein shakes, squats, and that personal trainer you got? What about that shit, bro? They were super strong sperm, and they were just waiting. They were just like, yeah, ugh. I told my mom this happened, and she was like, it was the strongest one. It was the best sperm that made it. It was the best one. And I was like, yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm happy. I'm happy about it. It's really cool. The thing that is tough is I used to be a public teacher, and when you are a public school teacher, what happens is it fucks up every name ever. You can never name your kid because she'll a really cool name. Boom, it's gone. Like, what about Steven? No, I knew a kid named Steven and he burned my house. What about Isaac? No, Isaac burned my house down too. What about Jonathan? No, Jonathan kicked me in the balls. No, just fucks up all the names. It's the word. So that's one of the tough parts. The other tough part is when your girl gets pregnant. Like, I get worried because I look at my dad, and my dad's like 60, and my mom's 60. And my mom is like so neat and fit, and she's just like this nice fit lady, right? She's had 4 kids. What happens is, like, when a woman gets pregnant, she has the baby, she loses 8 pounds immediately, and then she starts losing weight, right? And then if she's breastfeeding, she's burning an extra, like, 300 calories or 500 calories a day every day. When she's pregnant, she's eating, but her husband, he's eating with her, and he gains baby weight too. She loses the weight, and then has a expedited metabolism, and the dude is just sitting there. He's just sitting there like, ugh. So my dad is like he has got like good sperm, planned sperm that's like really excited because my I think that something cool is gonna happen like while he's in utero. Like I think he's gonna get like an extra Y chromosome. You know, he's just gonna come out like the Hulk or some shit. Like the doctor slaps him and he just like just punches the shit out of the doctor. Just fucking takes like the midwife and he's like bam, 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 bam. Kicks a hole through the door, runs down the hospital, takes over fucking steals an ambulance, keeps running. That's my son. That's my son, Jonathan. He's named Jonathan anyway. Who gives a fuck? I like that. Did you cut me off? No? Am I alive? I'm alive. What about the gorilla? What about the gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo? That shit's not cool.
technical difficulties. It happens. Is that your phone? I was going to make an announcement. I found it. It's mine. For the highest bidder. Nice nudie pics, by the way. No. Val, we're closer now. Okay, great. That was great. Give it up for Ted for going down the mic. Wow. What a thespian. What a thespian. He was talking about Trump. Bravo, Tim. Bravo. I'm Latino. I'm Latino. So, thank you. Someone clapping. Everyone else, racist. Thank you very much. No, I like how you said he's going to get the Mexicans to build a wall. Right? Which is weird. Like, hey, if you know Mexicans, they don't just build a wall. They'll build a wall, and then another wall, then a roof, and a kitchen. And then we still have to throw a quinceañera up in there. With a Trump pinata. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Don't worry. Okay, let me bring up the next comic. He's a cool cat. I've known Johnny for a while now. Super sweet guy, super nice. He's got a little bit of a dark sense of humor. I hope you enjoy him as much as I do. He's very, very funny. Give it up for Johnny Blair!
Hello, guys. How's everybody doing? You still having fun? Everybody's still drinking? That's good. A lot of people drinking. Because drinking's fun, right? Like, drinking's fun, but I feel like it's a good thing. It's already established. Like, I feel like if alcohol was just coming out today, it'd be like a tough drug to push. Because, like, the other ones I get, they make sense to me, right? Like, weed, this is going to make you feel good. Everything's going to be better. Ecstasy, you're going to be able to see music and taste colors. Alcohol, you know you're an asshole, but you can usually hide it from people. What if you couldn't do that? Alcohol. Trying to stay away from it too. I'm trying to get healthy. Feel like you have to be a crazy person to be healthy anymore. I was watching this health documentary, and on this health documentary, this lady sincerely goes, if you knew the sugar that was in your kid's cereal, you would just give them heroin instead. Yeah, there's no way she's researched that. But part of me really hopes she tried to. Just some crazy lady showing up at PTA meetings all across America. I have an experiment for you guys. I'm going to give half your kids heroin. We're going to give the other half Lucky Charms, and we're just going to see how they do in class. Bunch of concerned parents like, yeah, can we sign Billy up for the control group on this one? Oh, no, man. It's not that I haven't been trying either. I trained for and I ran a marathon, except for 25 miles into this marathon, I'm just really just slogging it. And this fat guy comes up from behind me, turns to me and says, 1 more mile till donuts, and then just keeps going. I think you guys realize how demoralizing that is. That means after 6 months of training and 25 straight miles, I'm still the guy that people are going, I know how to motivate this guy. Donuts. So I got rear-ended, and when I got rear-ended, like I heard the crash and I felt the bang, and then I heard this ding, which was my phone's Google alert letting me know that there was an accident on the road I was on. Just like, basically Google being like, yeah, before you check and make sure everybody's okay, you know you're causing traffic, right? The weird thing about it, too, is, like, it was a 3-car pileup. Nobody was hurt. My car wasn't even damaged. But I got, like, a phone call from the police, like, a month later that was just like, hey, so your name is John Black, but that's your father's name, too? I was just like, yeah, I'm the second. And the guy was like, so your full name is? And I was like, John Black the second. And he was like, all right, that's all I needed. Glad I gave you all the clues there, Sherlock. By the way, Google knew the exact moment and location that I crashed, but you have to call me directly to see if you want to put a 2 after my name in the case file. Doesn't give me a lot of faith in you. But then I thought about it, and it makes sense that the cops can't just use Google. Because that'd be terrible if that shit held up in court. Like if the prosecutor came up, it was just like, as you can see by the defendant's Wikipedia page, not only did he commit the murder, but he was also responsible for 9/11. The judge is just like, wow, McCree, that's the third one this week. Congratulations. Yeah. Does anybody here know how to get out of a Facebook Messenger group without it alerting everybody? I'm in. I don't know if you guys know this, but like if you're in a group, it doesn't just tell people, it alerts people with like a full page printout of what you're doing. It says your name, and it shows your profile photo, and in bold it just says you've left the group. It's basically you telling everybody to fuck off is what's happening. And what sucks is I come from a big family, and they're all preparing for this big birthday party for my aunt, right? But the whole thing just keeps getting undermined by the fact that my cousins are constantly leaving the group. Because my aunts will be sweet. They'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe our family is this close, this tightly knit, that we could put away time to do something this great for Aunt Diane. Spencer Black has left the group. I don't want to be a dick here, but it's a group I have to leave. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, the exact moment where seven 65-year-olds simultaneously discover emojis, but it's not a situation you want to be in. I'm just getting like Charlie Brown and Winnie the Pooh gifts all day. I got a sad Tigger with a follow-up message, sorry, not sad, I just really like that photo. Charlie Black has left the group. Sorry, this might take a while. This is my comedy journal, but it's also my regular journal, too. So underneath that last bit, it just says, what if I'm not as good of a person as I think I am? So I'm a big fan of being scared. So me and my friends, we all went out to this haunted house. And 20 minutes into this haunted house, my friends have been freaking out the entire time. And absolutely nothing is happening to me. I just start to think, wait a minute, they're freaking out. I'm not. What if this is my fault? What if this is on me? What if this is because I'm dead inside and I can't enjoy anything? And then I thought, well played, haunted house. Well done. Because all of a sudden I was more afraid than my friends were. They were like, what if vampires get us? I was just like, what if I don't know what fun is? And it's a genius ploy, too. I mean, a lot of haunted houses out there focus on jump scares. There's not too many out there focusing on existential crises. Apparently that's their thing, though. Next year's theme is the fear of dying alone. The very first room, your best friend gets engaged. And then it's just a gauntlet of cat ladies and dudes playing World of Warcraft. Final room just says, nobody ever finds the one, and then your mom calls. Well, as you can tell, I'm single. I think the worst part about being single is I'm terrible at dealing with loneliness. Like, for example, am I the only person here who's ever typed love into a porn search? Take that as a yes. Worst part about it, too, is it's never what you want. It's always like Carol loves anal. There's more to life than that. I don't know if you can tell either, like I'm a very awkward person in real life, so like being single doesn't always work out for me. Like the other night, a cute girl came up to me and was like, hey, you're pretty cute, to which I responded, hey, thanks, you too. I gave her a fist bump, and then I I just walked away. Back in my head, I was like, Johnny, we're getting better at this. So like finally I've just caved and rejoined Tinder. Apparently Tinder's added a new feature. They've added the super like button where once per day you can just tell somebody that you like them. Which is an interesting feature, sure, but not one that I would think I would ever use. Which is why I think Tinder should implement a super dislike button. Just for those times where you swipe left and you think, that wasn't enough. And don't worry, it's not as mean as you think. Like the super dislike button wouldn't tell somebody right away that you dislike them. What it would do is it would tell somebody that you dislike them immediately after they dislike you. It's basically saying, no, you don't reject me. I reject you. Alright, I lost a lot of you guys on that last one. A little too mean, that's fine. To be fair, I kind of deserve it. I'm not doing well on Tinder either. I don't deserve that. Or I do deserve that. I was attempted to be friend zoned by a girl I met on Tinder. And by that, I mean she came up to me and said, Johnny, I think we should spend some time as friends to figure out if we're really right for each other. To which I responded, I don't think I ever want to see you again because this is a new personal rock bottom for me. Because there is a stigma for meeting your girlfriend on online dating. I can't imagine the stigma for meeting just a friend on online dating. And it's just weird, man. It's just weird. So I've noticed, as many of you have probably noticed, the TV is showing this show going on. But I don't know if all of you have noticed that it's showing on in the back bar as well, but with no sound. So everything just sort of looks like the beginning of a bad internet GIF. I was wondering if we could complete that process. So my time, Tim, are you still here? Yeah. All right. I need you, since there's no sound, I need you to run the stage and strangle me and drag me off of it. My time here is done. Play, don't actually do it. Then Alex, without giving a fuck, just bring up the next comic. So you ready, Tim? Go right ahead. 1, 2, 3. Go, come on now. Drag it.
Hilarious. Good job, Johnny. Oh my God, that's really good. He's totally right. Back there, you just see the screen. Johnny, thank you, Johnny. Give it up for Johnny one last time there. Look at that. What a great comic. What a great comic. All right, the next comic. He's been doing comedy for a while. He's really funny. He looks like he's straight out from the Norway, Finland, Finnish area, but don't worry, he's American. He's really funny. I love him a lot. Give it up for Cliff Gallagher!
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just the drummer. I don't know what the rest of my band is. I don't know what to do. Just kidding, I'm a comic. I'm the comic. I'm the comic, guys, don't worry. I'm the comic. So I was watching Bridesmaids with my dad, and it's a good movie, right? And so we're watching it, and he goes, you know, Cliff, Kristen Wiig is actually kind of cute. And I was like, she is, right? And he goes, she's too funny, though. Makes her less attractive. And I didn't have a problem with it. I was like, all right, Dad, I mean, it's cool with me, but I don't know how I'm going to tell Kristen Wiig. Sorry, Kristen. Kevin Gallagher's not interested. He wants a sensible, boring piece of tail like Mom, not some clown. Stop calling the house. Get out of here. I've been studying for the GRE. You guys, no, that's not part of the joke. I just have on the screen, it's just like an amorphous. You guys are like, what's up, ladies? Yeah. You like white? I've been studying for the GRE. I don't know if any of you guys have done that, but like I bought a book to help me prep, and like I'm reading this book, Kaplan Test Prep. It's like very official, and I'm reading it, and it's just like relearning all this stuff that I first learned in middle school. You know what I mean? It's like, did you guys know that professional wrestling is faked? So it says right in the book. I'm like, what? Excuse me? You can't get a girl pregnant just by kissing? Don't think so. What's up? Read my book. Oh, right, okay. So you guys ever get a compliment like from somebody that's like so good it just like blows your mind a little bit? You know what I mean? Like I was talking to my mom and I said something that she found funny, and she laughed, and she's like, Cliff, I just laughed so hard, you just made me pee my pants a little bit. I have to go change my underwear. And I was like, dang, Mom, you don't even know, right? But that made me feel so great. Like, I don't even care that it made me briefly picture your vagina. You know what I mean? I don't even mind that. That's how great it made me feel. So you guys, the internet's pretty cool, right? Do you guys know meetup.com? It's like this place, it's cool. You can go and like people set up events and you can go like meet friends or whatever. And so I saw one, the most exciting I've seen recently, and it's called Networking Event for Friends with Benefits Minded Singles. Which is perfect, because I don't know about you guys, but I like to meet my casual sexual partners in a formal setting. So I was like, sign me up, baby. And I showed up and I was like, what's up, boy? Get some. All right, hold on. Do you guys remember the food pyramid? Right? I think it's a plate now, but it used to be a pyramid. And the deal with that is you're supposed to eat what's mostly on the bottom, then eat less as you work your way up, because it's like less healthy for you. You guys remember that? So this is similar, but it's a happiness pyramid. It's a little bit different. You guys ready? You seem skeptical. Or maybe you're just deeply attentive. I don't know what the silence means, guys. So, guys, so at the bottom, you can see in the back, right? You guys can, is it too big? Where's the camera? This helps, right? I'll just do this. So as you guys can clearly see, on the monitors, at the bottom, the most important thing is talking to people, okay? Humans are social creatures, crave human interaction. It's probably the thing we do the most every day, all right? So it's on the bottom. So you guys want to see what's next? Yes. All right. Let me get it right up there so you guys can see it really good. Next is sex, right? Feels great. Personally, though, I don't do it as often as I talk to people. All right? Sorry, neither do you, posers. Sometimes I have it after shows. Maybe not this show. I don't know. But I try. So talking people with sex, you guys want to see what's next? Next is drugs. I don't know if you guys have heard about drugs. Some of them are okay for you, all right? A lot of them are not. Service industry people, I know it's a lifestyle, but it's not good for you. All right. So talking people, sex, and drugs. You guys want to see what's next? All right. Next is meat, seafood, eggs, and poultry. Because of the protein. Right? It's good for your muscles. Makes you strong. I don't know if you guys were expecting an end to the joke, but if you were, guess what? It already happened. It went so fast you missed it. You're too kind. You are too kind. Let's see. I got the most backhanded compliment I've ever gotten, guys, was from my father one time, and he was like, I was after a basketball game. This is what happened. We're at a basketball game. Normally I'm not very good, but I had a great game where I score like 10 points, get the game-winning free throw at the end, all right? So in the car, on the way home, my dad gives me the backhanded compliment. He goes, Cliff, I always love you, but today, I'm proud of you. And I was like, dang, dude. Because it's just tough. My dad did cool stuff. My dad was a model when he was in law school, when he was like, I guess my age roughly. He was good at modeling, guys. He was in GQ. You guys know GQ? Stands for Gentlemen's Quarterly. But it comes out monthly. It's not for you nerds who need to play by the rules, all right? It's for hot guys who like stylish clothes and Swiss watches. So he was in that. That's the closest I've come modeling-wise is one time there was a sales guy at my office, and he looks at me and he goes, hey, has anyone ever told you that you look kind of like a Calvin Klein model? I know, correct. And he was like, well, actually, I was like, technically, sort of the offspring of a GQ model and a Polish immigrant. My mom is Polish. I like to say I get the Nazi good looks from my father and the fear of Nazis from my mom. So, I had one basketball, guys. Like, probably my most embarrassing memory was with basketball. And one time I'm just like shooting around, and I break this free throw on the backboard, and this kid looks at me and he goes, yo, that shot don't deserve those shoes. Yeah, I was like, damn. It's like, what's up, playa? All right. I was like, it's been, were you guys waiting for the ending to that joke? Because it already happened, baby. What? But no, actually, I did forget the punchline. Hey, my name's Cliff Gallagher. I do professional events. Have a good night. Bye.
Oh, Dirty Cliff, good job. Amazing. Talking about his heritage. Good job, Cliff. It's hard being white. I know, dude. I know. It's hard being white. It's hard. The next comic coming up is not white. And he has a different perspective on life than our last comic. He's a cool cat. I think in his native country, he's like super famous. He's like on television and stuff. Here in the States, nobody knows him. So, but you will know him now, and hopefully in the future. So let me give a nice round of applause for Dave Mucko!
Thank you. Hello, civilized people in the civilized world. civilization is sweet, man. And I have been loving it. Yeah. Glad to be here. I'm originally from Cameroon, Central Africa. Thank you. Yeah, glad to be here. Great room. A few people of color. Yeah. A lot of people without color. Who are white. That's cool. That's cool for diversity. Yeah, I love diversity. Yeah. Cool. So I want to share with you a few primitive words of wisdom that my grandpa used to share with me in my primitive village in Central Africa. Then they saved your life one day. And my grandpa was a very, very theatrical character. If you laugh, I'm going to know that those words of wisdom are funny. If you don't laugh, I'm going to decree that they're still funny. Never bend down to look at somebody's behind. A man who does not lie shall never get married. If you have 5 wives, then you must have 5 tongues. A man never realized that force does not solve every problem until he feels the presence of a couple of ants on his balls. A child can play with her mother's breast, but not with her father's testicles. I don't know why. The skillful, hardworking man takes pride in the job well done, no matter how tiny and skinny his cock. I am the skillful, hardworking man, and proud of it. Now, a little bit about me, about my parents, few life experience. When I was younger and still kind of hot, I wanted to go to bed with this beautiful young girl in my village in Central Africa. But she was so pious, so I didn't know how to go about it. So one day, then my parents were not home. I invited her over, offered her some bit of lemonade and some biscuits. And we chatted a little bit about God, about, going to heaven. And then there is silence. And I go, Aminata, I have been trying to commit a sin with you. And beg God for forgiveness. What kind of sin are you talking about? The kind of sin that Adam and Eva committed in the Garden of Eden. Hey, because my body is the temple of God. Okay, Aminata, now we are talking. Because I am a very spiritual person. Please, let me gain access into the temple to worship. Oh, come on, guys. Last time there was a big round of applause here. You know that? In this very same room. Come on. Big explosion followed by an applause. see Anita, you sit together, we will wind up in seventh heaven. Not a problem. When I was younger and still kind of hot, I had casual sex with this gorgeous French woman in Paris, France. You guys know what casual sex means? Oh, just double checking. Because if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. And if you do know, I'm still going to tell you. In my own words. So casual sex is when you meet somebody you don't know, who doesn't know you, and before you know, it's boom boom. And somebody is crying. Yeah, she had lots of experience. She was about 40, I think I was 21. You know, all night she taught me all kinds of civilized positions. You guys know? Yeah. Gave me lots of love, lots of affection. She also gave me a very memorable present that I kept for a long time. Yeah. A tough, sophisticated, drug-resistant STD. Hey, don't get me wrong, ladies. I'm not blaming her, okay? Because that STD, she did not catch it just by drinking fresh water. Right. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, several weeks later, we meet again by chance, I think at Metro, Charles de Gaulle. No, Champs-Élysées. And she seemed very happy to see me again. Hey, salut Dave, comment vas-tu, mon chocolat tropical? Est-ce que tu te souviens des bonnes choses? That's French for, hi Dave, how you been, my tropical chocolate? Do you remember all that good stuff? Good stuff. Oh là, oh oui, chaque fois que j'essaie de faire pipi, les bonnes choses me brûlent. Oh yeah, each time I try to take a pee, the good stuff burns me. Okay, thank you. That's what I have for you tonight. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Hey, welcome everybody. Interesting STD story. Very good. That's okay. We all have HPV. It's fine. All right. So I'm gonna tell a little story before I bring the next comic up. So some of you may have known if you were here earlier in the show. I'm unemployed, but one of the things I don't miss is calling in sick. Right? You used to call in sick, get to fake it. You know, when you get a fake calling in sick. You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it today. And they're like, okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. Like, okay, bye. And you hang up the phone, and you totally Kaiser Sose it out of there to like the golf club or the vacation or whatever. So, if no one understands who Kaiser Sose is, that's fine. That joke is for me then. All right. I was thinking about this when I was going to Pennsylvania the other day. I drove by some Amish people, and I thought to myself, if Amish people could go back in time, would they even notice? Probably not. All right, let's bring up the next comic. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. All right, let's give it up for Prithvi Acharya.
Thank you, Alex. But also, who the fuck calls in sick anymore? There's this thing called email. It's pretty useful. Of course, Alex mispronounced my name. I might not have told him how to say it. I grew up in India, and I know for a fact that booking two first-generation immigrants back to back is Alex's way of sticking it to Trump, which is awesome. So, I have this theory about how my parents named me. I think it's so many consonants squished up together that the only way they could have named me is if one of them butt texted the other, and it was all just a random string of consonants. But one good thing does come certainly from Indian last names, and that is that the moment we learn how to spell, we have to learn how to spell our own names. Which is why, when an Indian doesn't win scripts, two of them fucking share it. I'm unemployed as well, just like it seems like too many people are here. Finding a job in DC is pretty hard. Ask Bernie Sanders. He got tickets to Hamilton, still didn't get that job in DC. And in the couple of years that I've lived in DC, I've noticed that interviewing for a job in DC is very much like going on first dates in DC. They're very similar because invariably you meet on LinkedIn. 11 o'clock on a Wednesday, you catch up for coffee for an informational. They'll both ask you the same two questions, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and how much do you make? Except with that second question, there's a little bit of difference in how upfront they are. Recruiters usually pretty subtle. And then in my case, 9 out of 10 times they don't call me back. But one thing I have learned from going to Starbucks as often as I have for informational interviews is that there are now Starbuckses in DC that serve alcohol. And I think that's awesome because I now finally have a place where it is socially acceptable to be alone at a table drinking a grande Cabernet Sauvignon. The other thing I like about Starbucks is that to me, having moved here from India, it epitomizes the American dream, right? Like you can go up to a bar, pay $2 for a hot, tall blonde, and they'll give it to you and nobody will look at you funny. Free internet, which is awesome. And then I realized in sort of sitting there for as long as I do that their loyalty program is awesome because if you go there enough times and get enough little gold stars that they give you for every time you queue up and pick up the right sippy cup with your name written on it, they give you a green card. And it got me wondering, how cool would it be if the US government handed out green cards to people like me that would do anything for them, based on the system of little gold stars, right? I feel like they could give out little gold stars for how American somebody was. So if I hosted a Super Bowl party, I should get a little gold star. If I actually gave a fuck about the game, I should get 3 bonus stars. If I put a bumper sticker on my car that said support our troops, 2 stars. If I knew where on a map Iraq or Afghanistan were, minus 5 stars. That's decidedly un-American. And then in DC, you'd get like local stars, right? You get 3 stars every Sunday that you went to bottomless brunch. Bonus stars every time while you were at brunch, you whined about the red line, about Comcast, or about how terrible DC traffic has been getting, and why DC tickets cost $100 and Maryland tickets only cost $30. I've got a bunch of speeding tickets over the last year, mostly, as my girlfriend will tell you, because I do not know how to fucking drive. And what amazes me about these is that they're invariably from cameras. I have not once in my 6 years in this country, knock on wood, been pulled over. DC will send you tickets from cameras because there are too many fucking cameras, traffic cameras in DC and in Montgomery County. And I was wondering why that was the case in DC. Apparently it's because Segway cops cannot pull you over when they're doing 4 miles an hour on the sidewalk. In looking for a job, I have learned a lot of things, and today while several others spoke about Tinder, it got me wondering if there was any space for an app that was Tinder for job searchers, right? Because let's be honest, there's 3 things that you care about when you're looking for a job, and you don't need to go through the process of meeting people or interviewing people when you can just swipe right or left. So recruiters will see a picture of you, and they'll know how much you make, and they'll know where you went to college, and they'll know that you wrangle unicorns on the weekend, because everybody in the DC area has some fucking obscure hobby. And then as a job searcher, you'll see what the job pays, where it is, and really a picture of the office coffee machine, because that's about as much as you give a fuck about. And then, you know, you could sit in the park in the morning, swipe right, left, post an advertisement for legal counsel. It seems like everyone in DC needs a lawyer. And then before you're at work, you have somebody there 5 minutes before you, in a suit, hot as fuck down to litigate. My only concern, of course, with having a Tinder for job searching is that I feel like I would have some mix-ups between the regular dating Tinder and the job searching Tinder. In that I could potentially send a hot date this long note about how I am hardworking and professional and like to work on a team, and how I could send recruiters dick pics. I love how you can bomb a set and say dick pics and people will still laugh. But then also I realized that I live in Washington, D.C., which means even if that mix-up happens, I will get right swipes from both of them. This has been great. I've been Prithvi. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Give it up for him. Woohoo! Fantastic. All right, we're at our last comic of the night. You guys have been great. Give yourselves a round of applause to the crowd here. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on. That's a yeah, maybe. Okay. All right, let's try this one more time. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, good. That's a little bit better. I'm Latino. Before I leave, I'll tell you a little bit about me. My parents came to this country like 40 years ago, plus actually, not 45. I'm 40, so yeah, 45. And my dad has a really thick Latin accent, but it sounds like a Native American Indian, which is weird. Right? So growing up, he'd give advice. He'd be like, Alex, you know, do what I do. You do better. White man bad. Good advice, Dad. Good advice. If you ever talk to anyone who thinks this is a second language, the vocabulary isn't very large, right? It's small. So when we were little, it'd be like, Daddy, tell us about Humpty Dumpty. And he'd be like, oh, Humpty Dumpty, he broke it. Like, it has to be more than that, Dad. I know it is. I know the story. And then it's a very human thing that we do. We try to connect with these individuals. English is a second language, so we mimic their intonation. So when I graduated from college, I said, Dad, I do good? You proud? And he was like, why are you talking like a dumbass? Trying to connect with you, Dad. Okay, let's bring up the last comic of the night. It's been a great night. He's really funny. I see him around town. He's one of those good DC comics, Maryland comics. Let's give it up for Melvin Joppe!
Give it up for Alex, y'all. Give it up for him. He's lying like shit. I've never seen it in my life. I don't know why he said any of that stuff. I could be horrible. Just pressure down. Then we gotta perform. Even for this lady here who's looking somewhere in the distance. What are you looking at? Just with the mural there? Like, oh my gosh. She's like, is that Marilyn Monroe? Amazing. It does like Marilyn, doesn't it? Kind of does. Somebody talking about this gorilla, this kid shit. It's too much. They killed a gorilla. It's horrible. People are like, oh, the parents should have went down there and saved the child. Fuck that. You know how big that gorilla is? Sorry, that was my kid. Oh well. We had a good 4-year run, Timmy. I'm sorry, that gorilla's big as shit. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Collect that life insurance and keep it moving. I'm young enough. I can create another kid. I can create 4 more Timmys.
The only 4-year-old will rub life insurance.
Yeah, pretty much. Just for cases just like that. In case my child falls in the gorilla pit. I mean, should have just the kid fucked up. And they're gonna kill the gorilla. How you gonna fall 15 feet anyway? This kid knew he was doing. That was a suicide mission. He wanted to die. They killed the gorilla for it. Terrible. job interview. I hate it. Just always asking you all this shit. So, I see your resume. You went to Bowie State. Oh, great. So tell us a little more about yourself. I'm like, well, I'm a hard worker, sir, and I'm a little high right now. Guy's like, you're hired. I'm like, for real? Why? He's like, because I'm high too. I'm a little high too. I'm fucked up. Don't have time for another interview. That's right. At least we got good health insurance now. I got it. But health insurance, stuff still costs a whole lot of money, even when you got insurance. I had to go to the doctors, I went to the pharmacy, and I had to pay $200 for like 3 pills, even with insurance. And I was like, damn, I guess I'm gonna keep this AIDS I got. Shit. I'm gonna have to keep that. You know. It's like, man, what can I get for $4? She's like, you get to keep the AIDS. That's what you get to do. They have these tests now. 20 minutes rapid tests. You can learn your results, HIV test in 20 minutes. That's quick to know your fate. In 20 minutes? God damn, can't write my eulogy that fast. Shit. In 20 minutes. All right, doctor give you small talk. So, you a Redskin fan? Does it matter? I might die. Doesn't matter. It's a nice day outside, isn't it? Depends on the results of this test, sir. Might be nice for you. Well, before that, he had a test. You had to wait like 3 or 4 days to get the results. It's a long 3 or 4 days, too. Then he finally call you like, sir, Mr. Joppa, your results are in. I'm like, thank you, sir. Is it AIDS, doctor? Is it AIDS? You got to come into the office. He can't tell you over the phone, sir. I'm like, doctor, just be honest. Just tell me the truth. Is it AIDS? Could be. Yeah. Can't tell you over the phone, though. You got to come into the office. Any married people here? Let me do this again. Any happily married people here? That's a lie, too. Clap a little too hard. Just so you know shit's fucked up. I was married for 3 years. Was separated for 2.5 of them, though. Serves the best 2.5 years of my life, though. Had her play at 7 places and shit. She'd come over for like every other weekend. Like, damn. Like I had she had visitation or some shit. That was good. I just fucked up too much. Cheated too much. The women calling the house all times of night. My wife was like, hey, who's that calling the house? I said, don't worry, it's just Jake from State Farm. That's all it is, baby. It's all it is. No. So I'm single now, too. Obviously, that shit didn't work. Didn't work at all. This guy coming in with Marilyn Monroe. He's like, fuck it. Are you guys gonna play music? Right after me, sir. They're gonna play music. People don't even know it's comedy here. They don't even know it. Sick. They're really good. Facebook. Oh, too much social media stuff these days. Look, you're on the phone. You're probably on Facebook, Snapchatting.
If I told you it was my wife, would you believe me?
Yes, probably. Yes. She knows you're out here enjoying yourself. Comedy. She's gonna kill it. Just women have that sixth sense. I think his husband's having fun. You can call or text him and fuck him up. Or tell you to need some odd shit. It's probably at the house. Could you pick up some red onions on the way home? For what? Shit. It's gonna be late. Damn. I hate onions.
She was literally texting me to ask me to pick something up.
I know. That's how it is, sir. I know. I've been there. That's why I only could last 6 months living with her. I had to go. I need freedom. Women look nice. Black women look nice. Black girls, we look good. Not too many in here right now, but this joke might not work. But who gives a shit? Fuck it. Look nice. Until they wrap their hair up at night. Just shit. My girl go in the bathroom look like Halle Berry. Come out look like Harriet Tubman, son. Just shit. She got the nerve to get into bed afterwards. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, I'm getting to bed. I was like, the hell you are? Shit. The slave quarters is outside. Shit. You don't get in the master's bed like that. Shit. I'm trying to sell you, man. About to get hugged. Shit. I know it's kind of dark. White people love to laugh at that shit. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. White people laugh more than black people. I don't know how I feel. It's funny, but I'm like, do I want this kind of laughter? Do I want this humor? Like Dave Chappelle. I don't want laughing at this. I have to go to Africa. Women look nice. Facebook or the social media, Snapchatting. I Snapchat it. I'm addicted to social media. I'm addicted. But you can't, because women be y'all women be trying to trap men. Not trap per se, but you just, with the pictures that it's not your real you. You got 1,000 pictures from the neck up. Where's the body? I need to see full-length pictures. You're fooling guys and you trick them. I was tricked one time, sir. I went with this pic with the neck up. I was like, she look cute though, look good. And then I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go out and go see her. I actually filled my tank up. I'll never fill my tank up in gas. Shit. $15. Most I put in my shit, I put in 35. I was like, damn, I really wanted this. Got there, she opened the door. I was like, shit, sir, I was face to face with the Michelin man. Just, shit. She's like, do you want something to drink? I got some beer. I was like, do you have anything stronger, like heroin? Shit. So 3 days later, after I left, I drove too far. I had to see what she could do. Had this dog and shit all on me and shit. Terrible. Try to feed me. Too much shit. Like, it's big women. They like to feed you. Even when you refuse. And it's odd shit. Like, do you want some pig feet? No. How about a salad? Chips, maybe? I'll take, I don't know, hamburger. There's some, seems like it's Thanksgiving. Just filled up the plate. It's terrible. He knows about it. Like, yeah. It's like, big women do try to feed you. Do you want any ice cream? Ice cream? Am I 5? What the fuck? We're going to get ice cream. Shit. Give me some heroin. Give me grown people shit. But I'm Melvin Chopper. You guys have been great. So he gave me, wait. He gave me, obviously he doesn't give a fuck, so we'll keep going. We'll keep going and villain saints with all these mics and shit. Huh? You want to get some ice cream? His wife was probably calling him. Probably put the bat signal up on back and shit. Yeah. Don't get married, any of you. Look, you're so happy. Look, you're not going to be, look. Women don't be happy either, I'm telling you. It's not just men, y'all smiling faces. Obviously, don't do it. You guys, just don't. Just believe me. Just don't. But y'all's been great. I'm Melvin Joppy. Come on, Alex. Come on up, baby.
Thank you. Give it up for Melvin Joppy, everybody. Woo! I like being married. I'm a newlywed. I feel like that my wife has special powers. She can return products without receipts. That's a magical power. I don't even know how to do that. She knows how to do that. And it's interesting, being married, you start to get really involved with their career. So when I'm looking for jobs, so when I see jobs that she likes, I send it to her, I email her, and she was like, why do you keep sending me stuff from like the CIA and FBI? And I said, so when I ask you about your day, you're not allowed to tell me. All right, thank you very much. My name is Alex Espinoza. Welcome to Crooked Comedy DC. We have this show every Wednesday at 6:30 to 8:30. Come on by. You guys have been great. Thank you very much. Stick around. We have music open mic starting right away. Thank you very, very much. I love you all. You guys are great.